if you do this one thing, your Etsy sales will skyrocket. You need to become a star seller. Now, to become a star seller, you need to do 5 things. You need to get 10 orders. Revenue of $300, that's equal to £200 or €250. 95% of your reviews need to be 5-star reviews. 95% of your messages that you're receiving from customers need to be responded to within 24 hours. And the last one is 95% of your orders need to be dispatched on time. Now, this time depends on what you've put as your listing dispatch time. You need 95% of your orders to be dispatched within that time. So if you put 7 to 10 days, 95% of your orders need to be dispatched within those 7 to 10 days. Now, for anyone who's new to the channel, my name is Ty. We talk about dropshipping, e-commerce, investing, all that good stuff. So do check out my other videos once you've watched this one. If you like the video, then do hit like and subscribe. It really helps me out. So for the first 2 of the criteria, so for 10 orders and the revenue of $300, you need to nail your keyword optimization. You need to be on top of this, and you need to be adapting it for all seasons. So for example, if you're selling something that can be interpreted or that is being marketed as a gift, whether it's intended to be or not, you should be changing your keywords accordingly. So at the time of watching this, you're probably watching it in February, March time, you've got Valentine's Day, you've got Mother's Day, Father's Day coming up. So you want to be changing your keywords to gifts for him, gifts for her, Valentine's Day gift, present, things like that. And this should boost your sales. Obviously depends on the product as well. Now, I did this for one of my products that's not necessarily a Christmas gift, but I changed the keywords to Christmas gift, stocking filler, and it boosted up my views. Now, not necessarily going to work for every single product. It's just products that can kind of be interpreted as a gift. Most of them can. Even if it's a pet product, you could do gift for pets. You could still put it under the gift keyword because people do gift things to other people's pets. And you can just kind of look at it that way to increase your chances of getting on that first search page, which is what you want because that's where all the orders happen. So once you've nailed your keyword search optimization, things like that, that will help you stay relevant in the searches, and that will gradually help you hit the 10 orders and the revenue criteria. Now, the next one we're going to look at is going to be the 95% of messages need to be responded to in 24 hours. Now, there are things that you can do to help you reach this. So for me, there are 2 tricks. First trick is automated response. Now, you can set up generic automated responses, and these will actually count towards you replying within 24 hours. It could be as simple as, thank you for your message, we'll endeavour to get back to you within the next 24 hours. You could be sending that towards the end of the first 24-hour period as an automated response, and that buys you another 24 hours to respond to that message. Now, that's a really good thing to go about doing if you're somebody who can't always reply within the 24 hours. And I always say you should be checking your Etsy at least once a day or every other day, and this completely is in line with that. The second tip is to use message templates. Now, when you're messaging, you'll probably see it pop up at the bottom of suggested templates or templates that you've saved before. Now, by using these, you are speeding your response time. That's not a word, but you get what I mean. You're increasing the rate that you're responding because it's literally click a template. Now, you can do these for general queries, general delays. If it's a question that you get asked most often, for example, for me, it's like, what size is this? Or is what kind of color is this compared to blah, blah, blah? What's this made out of? You can have a generic response. Now, using templates is very easy. You just create the template beforehand, and then when you go to respond to the message, you just click the template. This is really good if you plan on getting virtual assistants in, because you don't know what their manner is for customers. You don't know what they know, basically. So by you setting up the templates, they are basically clicking the canned response, and that's very productive, very efficient, and it, like I said, it will increase your response time for replying to customers, and it's another way to basically hit that 95% of messages responded to within 24 hours. Nice and easy. Now, the next one we're going to be talking about is 95% of orders to be dispatched on time. Now, this is a little bit more difficult of the ones to hit, and that's because we are in the middle of a pandemic. There are going to be delays, there are going to be shortages in staff for couriers, for airport staff if you're delivering overseas. Like there are going to be delays that you can't help. So getting this one is probably the most difficult for me personally, but again, it is achievable. So if you're making the item yourself or you're holding inventory, your best course of action is to find a fulfillment center. Now, what a fulfillment center does is basically hold the inventory for you in your designated target country. So, for example, if you're like me, you're from the UK, but you want to sell to the US, you can have a fulfillment center in the US. So that means you send the items either from yourself or from your production partner to the fulfillment center. Then when you get an order, you let the fulfillment center know, and then they will deliver it to the US. And since they're based in the US already, you can expect the shipping times to be about 5 to 7 days. Sometimes it's quicker, sometimes it is more delayed. But even if it is delayed to 10 days, that still beats shipping overseas, especially if you're seeing delays with couriers and like airlines and things like that. Now, if you're not making the item yourself and you do have a production partner or something like that, the best thing that you can do here is just to keep in contact with them and communicate any delays. You keep communicating delays, this won't affect the next thing we're going to talk about, which will be the reviews. As long as you keep that communication level up, then delays aren't going to make that much of an issue for you in terms of your overall reviews, but you still need to be updating your Etsy when you get tracking orders, because sometimes you'll get tracking orders before the item's actually dispatched, and you can still update that to Etsy. Now you can update that to Etsy and say it's due to be dispatched on this day, but you're putting the tracking number, you're providing it within their items that are going to be dispatched within the certain period, and that will count towards your stat. So as long as you keep up to date with it, if you keep communication lines open and you communicate any delays, it shouldn't hit you too hard. Obviously, people are more understanding right now. It is in the middle of a pandemic. So when we get past this, if we do, then it's something that you're going to need to get on top of, and it should improve within time. Now, one thing I mentioned there is you need to be updating Etsy. Now, you need to be updating your order fulfillment. As soon as you know that an order's been shipped or due to be shipped, update it on Etsy. Now, ideally you want to be doing this every day, but I know some people are busy, they can't always do it every day, so every other day at the latest. If you're doing well and you're turning a profit, get yourself a virtual assistant. Someone who can do things like fulfill the orders, add tracking numbers, someone who can just send templated responses to any queries, because that will ease some pressure off you, and that will do you some good, get you in a better mindset to focus on the things that need your focus, need your attention on. So yeah, look at getting a virtual assistant. You can get a virtual assistant from Upwork or Fiverr, or if you're in some sort of Etsy dropshipping e-commerce Facebook group, put a post in there and see what happens. And the last one is 95% of your reviews need to be 5-star. Now this does seem really high and really difficult, and it is a bit harsh to say, oh yeah, you need 95 out of 100 reviews to be 5-star. Like, the chances of that happening in this situation, like I said, with the delays, the pandemic, is going to be difficult, but it can be done. Because Etsy are doing the star seller reviews in a month, it's just taking that month as a basis. So you need 95% of your reviews that month, not in the last year, not in the last 3 months, not in the last 6 months, just that last 30 days to be 5-star. Now, if you're doing all these other things, if you're getting orders dispatched on time, if you're replying to messages within 24 hours, even if it is with a canned response, and you are getting orders, you're hitting the revenue, then getting 5 stars shouldn't be too difficult. This should just naturally happen. Now, this will depend on the quality of your product, the type of product that you're selling, and your product description also. These are all things that you need to take into account. But naturally and organically, if you are fulfilling orders on time, if you are communicating any delays and responding to messages quickly, your reviews will naturally go up. Even if they're not happy with the product, even if they're not happy with the item, they will still give you a good review if you are communicating with them. If you're communicating any delays and if you are adhering to your returns policy and you're being understanding, then it shouldn't affect your reviews. So yeah, if you do everything else, your review should naturally go up. There it is. That's it. So that's the first thing you... So there it is, whether you're selling on Etsy or dropshipping on Etsy, whatever it is you're doing on Etsy, your prime focus should be to become a star seller, because that's where you start hitting the search pages. That's where you start hitting it big. So yeah, definitely focus on that by doing everything that we've just spoke about. If you've got any questions, hit them down below. Go check out my other videos. I talk about Etsy dropshipping, normal dropshipping. I talk about crypto, investing, metaverse, all that good stuff. So if that's something you're into, do check that out. I post every week, sometimes twice a week. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. And breathe.